Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for your review. Chelsea 3, Luton 0. Big up your damn selves. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe. We are going straight into this with the emotional reaction. But if you want a more calm, composed, and listen, a little bit more of a dialogue back and forth between us reaction, we will be, and I will be, responding to your comments. Any questions that you have from that game that you would like to ask me, which you would like me to directly respond to, you can do so with your comments down below. And then I will come with a separate video tomorrow with player ratings and, you know, more tactical and more responding to your comments and your thoughts and feelings, and we'll have another discussion. But this is the emotional one. And the emotional one is telling me that that lineup nearly sent me to places that I've never been. I had a nosebleed on sight. As soon as I saw that lineup, I had a nosebleed. Maybe because I was so excited, I don't know, emotional. The blood was rushing through my body, goosebumps, it was mad. Tingling feeling, but yeah, crazy. Listen, there's a lot of defenders on that pitch. Luckily we needed them because after the first goal we were wild, but yeah, very conservative, cautious. I don't know, we'll talk, but I didn't like it, that's for sure. I said in the preview about it, we'll get into it. So we start the game with said lineup and we start well, you know, as opposed to the other games against West Ham and against Liverpool, where we started slowly. You know, we concede 2 corners in 6 minutes. We concede, obviously, to Diaz. We start off on the back foot with a goal conceded, and we have to respond. We have to, you know, reclaim our way back into the game. This time, shockingly, we start well. I mean, it is Luton at home. That is the expectation. It's under the lights at Stamford Bridge on a Friday, live and direct, in the flesh. Everybody can see us, broadcasted to millions. We must win, and we must be good while doing it. We must look good while doing it. We kind of forgot about that part in some places in this game, but you know, we must get the job done. And we started well with intention. We started to create opportunities to win corners, to test the keeper, to take shots. Jackson took a shot early doors. He stated his intention from minute almost 1. And then we got our goal, and it predominantly came from the right hand side. Again, not a surprise because of the way that the team was set out. I always felt like we were gonna, you know, preference and predominantly go down that right hand side with Raheem Sterling because of the fact that Chilwell played on the other side, and we saw that from game 1 with Reece James, and it didn't really change even though Gusto was in there. Sterling, great performance against West Ham, follows that up with fantastic individual brilliance, skipping past players, putting the ball in the back of the net. Now, to be honest, we should have scored more goals in those moments. You know, we had some really good opportunities. Sterling, if he had picked his head up and looked, he would have seen Gallagher, but obviously, you know, he was in his own world and kind of shot straight at the goalkeeper. And Gallagher, I have to say as well, him and Sterling in that first half were the few players that when it did go left, they were still trying to inject some energy into the game. Gallagher was winning the ball in great positions, playing it forward, getting us back on the front foot. But this team, unfortunately, once it got its goal, went into lazy town mode. It went into sleep mode. It pressed the buzzer. It said, actually, I'm having a snooze. I'm not involved. And it was very disappointing to see because, you know, this could have been emphatic. This could have, if we had continued to play how we did in the first 10 minutes, everybody could have had a great day today. It could have been a Mazzoline. It could have been a battery. But unfortunately, we wanted to play the complacency game. We wanted to play the maybe egocentric, you know, kind of confident, nonchalant. I don't know what it was. How can you have such confidence with 1 point on the board in 2? I don't know. But this team started playing at a pace that I don't like to see. We saw it against West Ham as well when they were down to 10 men. The 3 centre-backs, Colwell, Decisive, who was not decisive, and Silva, just passing the ball at like 2 miles per hour between each other. Not moving the ball with any pace, any vim. And that kind of complacency or that type of nonchalant, that kind of is contagious, and it spills onto everyone. And now I'm seeing Caicedo tripping over himself. I'm seeing Jackson is not holding up the ball correctly. The ball's bumbling off his ankles. And I just feel like it all starts with just everybody starting to drop their level, drop their tempo, and it's literally from the goal. So it's not a technical thing. We know that we can dominate Luton and outplay them. It was a mental thing. As soon as the goal was scored, we just decided that the game suddenly was in our hands, and we just dropped off, and it was poor. It shouldn't happen. You know, we need to be putting teams to the sword. We're not in a position where we can get overconfident, that's for sure. So it was a poor first half outside of the first part before the goal, and we were just getting worse. And Luton was starting to actually keep it quite well. And if it's a better team, you know, most teams in this league, outside of maybe Luton, Sheffield United, they put the ball in the back of the net in the first half. They start to take advantage of us dropping off and us allowing them to have more of the ball and them allowing to have chances. There was a few nearly moments where you could say, actually, You know, yes, their output and their end product is poor, but a better team, you know, they peg one back and make a game of it again. So very disappointed in the first half. There was no reason for us to almost have an agenda against the football. That's basically what that was in the first half. We had an agenda against the football. We didn't want to play the sport. We were part-time plumbers and electricians that were forced to play football on a weeknight. That's what it was when we really wanted to be at home with the family and kids. You know, it was cold. You know, we didn't want to do it. We didn't want to play the game. We didn't love the game. And I was like, why are you afraid of the football? Why are we playing hot potato? Why? Why are we pretending that the floor is lava? Just everybody calm down and play the simple game. Yes, today was a great day for maybe, you know, the 10 that we've all been talking about, the creative chirky or something. But it didn't need that. Actually, when you just watch it against Luton, just simplicity and just concentration and no complacency. And we would have been away and far away in that first half. So yeah, very annoying, very disappointing. But like I said, an imbalance. And I mentioned it in the preview that when Chilwell is going to play in that left wing position, which I don't like, and I said it in the preview, I'd rather play Matson in that left back or left wing back or left wing role because he's a better winger than Chilwell. A lot of people were like, yo, you can't take the captain out of the team. I said, listen, I ain't got no agendas. I've made it very clear. The only agenda I have is against Lukaku. That's it. Everybody else, I'm cool. Even though like Gallagher is not my preference, but again, more than enough credit to him. Like I said, won brilliant turnovers, set up a great opportunity for Sterling that he should have taken, you know, and should have received a chance from Sterling as well. Gallagher was really good. No problem. But when it comes to that left wing spot, Matson, more fluid, better with combinations, better interchange, just more. Jackson and Chilwell today trying to link up was a travesty. I just say it. It was actually a travesty. They were just on polar opposites on wavelengths. They were just not able to comprehend what each other were trying to do. One wanted it short, the other played it long. It was just horrendous. And like I said, just that whole left-hand side was non-existent in the first half. We did not play down there one time. It was just, he can make the off-the-ball runs, cool. We can hit the long balls with Silva, with Enzo, with Colwell. But what about when we have possession and we're trying to create things and we're trying to get things going? There's just nothing coming from that side. So it was genuinely horrendous. And he had a big chance that he missed as well. So I know he's vice captain, but I've said it before in the preview and I'll say it again. He is not an undisputed player to be in this starting 11. He has to play well. If he's not playing well, there is more than enough competition out there for his place. And Matson suits that left wing role far better. We saw it in pre-season in playing high up the pitch in advanced areas. He can shoot, he can make runs, but he's also technically much more secure in terms of opening up passing angles and lanes, combining with Jackson and combining with other players, and just more fluidity, just a better attacker in general play. So for me, big L on that side of things. But we move. So first half, like I said, it wasn't great. It was poor, a lot of complacency. Silva was sleeping. Decisive brother, you putting the ball out of play as well, just unprovoked. I don't know what going on there, but you better get a lot of goals from set pieces if you're going to be passing and playing like this, because you know you can't run. It cannot run, brother. But we go again to the next game. I'm hoping this is teething problems for you and you're just working your shit out. It's not a problem. Caicedo, like I said, slipping. Everybody was kind of, you know, all over the place. Luckily, I had this new kit on that I bought before the game, fresh drip, and I was in a good mood regardless. You know what I'm saying? The tee is crisp, do you know what I'm saying? The gold trim, no sponsor, everything nice. So I said, you know what? You ain't going to spoil my day. Just win the game and I'll keep it moving myself. But luckily, second half, we prevail. We play well. And I don't know what he said to them at halftime, Pochettino, but he said something. Because they come out in the second half with an energy again, rejuvenated. I don't know if the water bottles, the Gatorades, I don't know. Prime is sponsoring maybe now, I don't know. But these guys come out with an intention. And I've always said it. You know, if you guys are going to pass this ball, you need to pass with a purpose. And they didn't pass with that purpose in the first half. But the second half, they started passing with a purpose. You could see the energy was back in the team. You're at home. You're on the ascendancy. You're the one that is in control of the match. You put the pressure on to go and get that second goal. Take matters into your own hands. And every pass had a purpose. There was a clear action and a reaction. It was a fundamental factory football, I call it. You know, it's a conveyor belt of actions. One pass leads to another, leads to another. If you pass the ball slowly and with no pace and with no purpose, it will be contagious, like I said earlier, and others will start to do it, and it will continuously just keep happening and happening. Everybody just does it. But again, if you start to be, you know, playing in a faster tempo, everybody kind of matches it, and then you start to get a rhythm. Sterling was man of the match and by far away today, and the second half showed it. You know, the guy ends the game with 2 goals, with an assist as well. The individual brilliance for the first, like we mentioned. The second goal, just very Man City-esque in terms of arriving at the right time, being in the right place, and just, you know, putting the ball in the back of the net, taking advantage of being that off-the-ball runner in that moment and being present. So it's a nice ball across the box from Gusto, lovely finish, and then obviously he sets up Jackson as well across the box, and he gets his goal. And even though this is not Jackson's best performance in terms of his general play, I think for what he's contributed in the first 3 games, he deserved his goal, and it's good to get off the mark for him. And like I said, across the start of the season, it's nice to get that off of him, off his back, because a lot of people have been just, you know, rivals have been waiting and chipping away and knocking on the door, and no, you can piss off now. He's got his goal, leave him alone. Do you know what I mean? So don't talk to my brother like that. That's my Jackson there, my striker. So yeah, man, happy for him. I think he was relieved and delighted to get off the mark. Sterling, like I said, fantastic. Enzo stepped up his game second half. Caicedo stepped up his game second half as well. Looked a lot better. Started the game a bit rusty, I think, as well. But again, as the game went on, they both got stronger as a unit, started to play crisper passes, win the ball back, you know, just keep things, you know, turning and keeps things ticking over. And that's what you expect against Luton. I'm expecting those guys to dominate. And they started to match what Gallagher was kind of starting off in the first half. And then obviously Leslie comes on, that's nice. Ian Matson comes on, that's nice. So we end the game 3-0 comfortably. We could have won by more. Some wonderful passes from Enzo. Lovely little pass around the corner for Jackson. Smashed into the near post. Wonderful pass across the box from Sterling. Enzo onto the post. So we could have won by 4, 5, 6. We could have, but we didn't. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry about it. You know what I mean? We got our 3-0 win. We got our clean sheet. I'm very happy with that. Very grateful. Can't remember the last time we won a Premier League game. This feels weird. I had to check the score. Is this even happening? You know what I mean? It's a strange feeling. I'm trying to. The dopamine effect is there, but I'm scrambling around for it. Do you know what I mean? It's still awkward. I feel awkward. You know, usually I'm cussing right now. So yeah, but listen, we got our win. We got our 3 points. We can now just rest assured for the rest of the weekend that we've done our job. And we are already trying to play catch up, because I don't want to be more than 5 points behind the leaders at this point. It's really early days. We're not even out of August yet. But it is what it is, and we move. We've got Nottingham Forest next in the league. We've got Wimbledon in the midweek. We should be able to win these games coming up. We should be able to go on a run. I said 18 points next 6 games. And that's what I want to see before the Arsenal match. So it's maybe high expectations. I don't know. I'm kind of just going back into my old Chelsea bag and saying, listen, we win here. This is what we do. It should be a normal feeling. Get used to it. Embrace it. So yeah, listen, good in the end. Lots to learn, lots to improve on. Can't get over gassed. It is Luton. Can't even really get too gassed, but it is Luton. But listen, we move and we're happy. We got our goals, and in the end, we deserve it. But you know, I think we need to try and complete a game now. Less patchy, more completion, and then we will be fine. So yeah, big up. Make sure you like, smash up the likes and subscribe. Like I said at the start, leave your comments, questions. Any questions on the game, questions on team, players, manager, anything you'd want to ask that you want me to answer, put it in the comments. I'm going to respond to that tomorrow with a separate video. Big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace.